Section 1. The Cold Echo. The sky was once a canvas of silent rivalry. Across the globe, two superpowers painted lines of ambition, each striving to outpace the other. This was an era defined by the pursuit of ultimate speed and altitude, a contest of engineering and will. From this crucible of innovation, a legend emerged from the secretive halls of Lockheed's Skunk Works. The SR-71 Blackbird, an aircraft that defied the limits of its time. It flew faster and higher than any adversary could reach. Its very existence was a statement: speed as protection. The Blackbird did not need to fight. It simply outran danger, gathering intelligence from the edge of space. That lesson did not fade with the end of the Cold War. It was refined, reimagined, pushed to a new extreme. The conceptual successor is known as the SR-72. Section 2. The Hypersonic Leap. To understand the strategic power of a craft like the SR-72, one must first grasp the simple, brutal physics of hypersonic speed. It is a velocity so extreme that it alters the fundamental rules of engagement. An object traveling at Mach 6 covers a mile in less than a second. This incredible speed fundamentally shortens the time a defender has to detect, track, identify, engage. The entire process, known as the kill chain, is compressed to a few fleeting moments. A radar system that might track a conventional aircraft for many minutes would only glimpse a hypersonic vehicle for a fraction of that time. This compression of time is the core of why speed itself becomes a form of armor. The SR-72, if it achieves its design goals, would exist in a window where conventional defenses are left behind. Speed becomes the ultimate stealth. The SR-72 officially remains a concept, but signs of development are mounting. Significant investments, construction of vast new advanced factories, ambitious hiring sprees, all pointing to a tangible program moving forward in the shadows. Timelines hint at an unveiling before 2030, heralding a new chapter in aerial capability. The engineering behind this vision is revolutionary. The SR-72 is envisioned to use a turbine-based combined cycle engine. A conventional turbofan would push it from runway to around Mach 3. Then a dual-mode ramjet or a scramjet would ignite, using speed to compress air for combustion and push into hypersonic flight. The SR-71 was analog mastery. The SR-72, a digital-age successor of materials, computation, and propulsion. The ability to move so fast shatters an enemy's decision cycle. Section 3. Iran's Shield. In the heart of the Middle East, Iran has spent decades constructing a formidable air defense network. Driven by self-reliance and strategic denial, Tehran has layered its skies with a diverse, sophisticated array of systems. The goal is clear: make any aerial incursion incredibly costly and dangerous. For years, the backbone was the Russian-made S-300, a long-range surface-to-air missile battery engaging high-altitude targets. These systems created a perceived zone of exclusion for conventional aircraft. But recent events have tested that shield. Israeli airstrikes in 2024 reportedly disabled Iran's S-300 batteries, using advanced electronic warfare to breach radar systems, freezing screens, and blinding operators. Despite claims the systems were destroyed, Iran showed defiance. In 2025, it paraded an S-300 PMU-2 through Tehran, a clear signal its capabilities were not entirely eliminated. Resilience is core to Iran's strategy. It learned not to rely on a single system. Major developments: Iran's indigenous Bavar 373 and the reported acquisition of Russia's S-400 Triumph. Officials claim the latest Bavar 373, equipped with the Sayad-4B missile, can strike targets at 300 kilometers and is specifically designed to counter stealth aircraft. They say it's a rival to the S-400. The arrival of the S-400, with 400-kilometer range and powerful radar, would restore long-range denial capability. These systems track a wider range of threats: ballistic missiles, low observable aircraft, presenting a much more complex challenge for any attacker. Alongside defenses, Iran pursues offensive hypersonic capabilities. It claims several hypersonic systems, including Fateh-1 and Fateh-2. They are for striking strategic targets across the region. Section 4. The Electronic Ghost. In the modern theater of war, the most decisive battles may not be fought with explosives, but with invisible waves of energy. Electronic warfare has become a silent, yet profoundly powerful, element of military conflict. It is the art of controlling the electromagnetic spectrum, of blinding an enemy's sensors while protecting one's own. The 2024 strikes against Iran's S-300 systems were a stark illustration of this principle. The physical missiles were defeated not by another missile, but by a sophisticated cyber and electronic attack that breached their radar networks. The screens of the Iranian operators reportedly froze, rendering their billion-dollar defense systems useless at the critical moment. Forging disparate Russian and domestic systems into a single unit is an immense technical challenge. Electronic attack aircraft sever these connections, creating confusion and paralysis. Intercepting a hypersonic target is a problem of physics and geometry unlike any other in air defense. Traditional anti-aircraft and anti-missile systems are designed to counter predictable threats. Ballistic missiles follow a high, arching trajectory that can be calculated. Cruise missiles and aircraft fly at slower, manageable speeds. A hypersonic weapon, whether it is a glide vehicle or an aircraft like the SR-72, shatters these assumptions. It combines the speed of a ballistic missile with the maneuverability of a cruise missile, flying within the atmosphere and making unpredictable turns. This makes its flight path nearly impossible to predict, turning interception into a desperate guessing game. At Mach 6, an SR-72 would be traveling at over 4,500 miles per hour. It must be launched with precision based on fleeting, incomplete tracking data. It exists in the seams of a defender's sensor network, hard to pin down. The strategic value of a platform like the SR-72 may not lie in carrying a large payload of bombs. Hypersonic design is a game of trade-offs. Immense fuel load, reinforced heat-resistant structure, little room for a heavy weapons bay. Carrying a large arsenal would compromise speed, range, and survivability. Deploying the SR-72 as a traditional bomber would be costly and inefficient. Its true power is a different role, as a targeting node. Persistent, penetrating, survivable. It sprints deep into heavily defended territory at incredible speed. Once there, advanced sensors find, identify, and track high-value mobile targets. Mobile launchers, command and control vehicles, air defenses. The SR-72 transmits precise, real-time targeting data to distant shooters. It compresses the time between finding and striking, nowhere left to hide. Holding critical mobile targets at risk creates powerful deterrence. The introduction of hypersonic platforms into a tense geopolitical environment like the Middle East carries with it a profound and dangerous risk: the acceleration of conflict. The very speed that makes these systems so effective also compresses the time available for human decision-making. In a crisis, leaders rely on time to gather intelligence, verify information, weigh options. Hypersonic weapons shrink this window from hours or minutes to mere seconds. An alert of an incoming hypersonic threat demands an almost instantaneous response, leaving no room for deliberation or de-escalation. A false alarm or a misinterpreted reading could trigger a catastrophic chain of events. Imagine tensions at a breaking point. An SR-72 is sent on a reconnaissance mission near Iranian airspace. If sensors detect a high-speed object but cannot identify it, they face a terrible choice: strike first or risk losing a critical asset. The traditional escalation ladder collapses. The perceived invulnerability of SR-72 alters deterrence logic. When both sides have hypersonics, hair trigger pressures mount and the region rests on a knife's edge. The pace of technology outstrips the pace of human judgment. The rise of hypersonic threats has ignited a race to develop effective countermeasures. Acknowledging current systems are insufficient, planners explore new technologies. The solution will be layered, multi-domain: detect, track, engage. Hypersonic interceptors that match speed and maneuverability, striking with kinetic precision. Proliferated satellites for birth-to-death tracking, new radars to detect faint, stealthy signatures. Directed energy, lasers and high-power microwaves could change the game. bypassing intercept geometry by burning through or frying electronics. AI will fuse data, identify threats, and assign weapons in milliseconds, with humans authorizing. Reliance on AI has risks and ethics, but may be the only way to restore balance. We stand at the threshold of a new and unsettling era in military affairs. The legacy of the SR-71 Blackbird, born from the tensions of the Cold War, has found its ultimate expression in the concept of the SR-72. The pursuit of speed has led us to the hypersonic realm, where the rules of offense and defense are being rewritten. This is a story not just of machines, but of the profound choices they force upon us. For a nation like Iran, the challenge is stark and immediate. Its layered network, decades in the making, now faces a threat that may bypass it entirely. Stealth plus hypersonic speed challenges even advanced systems. A global race risks making the world faster and more dangerous. The SR-72, as a targeting node, shortens timelines and heightens tensions. The balance of power shifts from a slow dance to a high-speed duel. We must adapt our thinking as quickly as our machines. If hypersonic dominance becomes untouchable, will nations adapt or risk making decisions they may regret?